Here is my final draft for FPL for game week 1. Now I'm going to be showing you step by step through the team and then showing you the AI rating, which I've already looked at and it's my highest one yet. It's not going to be a template team that much, but let's roll that intro. Let's get this started. Welcome to the Lost in Possession podcast. My name's Jamie and I'm here to show you my game week 1 final draft. First things first, we have an FPL league for Lost in Possession. I will put the details up on the screen now, and also it would be very helpful if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out more than you know. Now let's get straight into my team, no messing around. Straight into the goalkeepers, and I've gone with Pickford. Now, I think he's the best with the fixtures that he's got at the 4.5 million slot. There are a few others, but he's the one I've decided on, and I think he'll do good at least up to my first wild card, whenever that may be. I do think Onana is a better pick overall. However, I could not fit him into this team, so that's why he's probably someone I'd like if I can find 0.5 million somewhere, but at the moment I can't. His backup will be sort of 4.0 million. There is sort of talk of Arola at West Ham, and then you've even got Turner turning up at Nottingham Forest, both at 4.0 million. I'll be honest, you could have any of these, but I'm just doing this as the backup pick to Pickford, just in case he gets injured and I don't have to waste the transfer further down the line. Into my defence, these two picks are going to be fairly straightforward. So you've got Estupiñán at Brighton. They've just got great fixtures. He's so attacking, nailed on. There's no reason at 5.0 to not have him in your team. And unfortunately, everyone does have him. So I think it's going to damage you more if you don't have him. Second is Gabriel at Arsenal. Once again, Arsenal have just brilliant fixtures. It's a no-brainer. You've got to get someone in that defence. I think if you had Gabriel or Saliba, both they're the same to me, really. If I switch to Saliba by the end, I think a flip of a coin. I think both are perfectly fine. Both will have pretty much the same sort of attacking chances. It's all going to be from corners. Saliba did quite well at the start of last season. I think Gabriel got a bit better continuing into the season. So yeah, pick either one. I don't see it as being a bad choice. Third, my pick is John Stones. Once again, City's fixtures are very, very good. As you can see, the first 3, they're playing 2 of the promoted sides. Obviously, the game on Friday night versus Burnley, I don't think it's going to be too easy, but it's a game that I think City can definitely get a clean sheet at, even if they're not, I'd say, not firing on all cylinders defensively. But yeah, the fixtures just speak for themselves. They're such good fixtures. The home fixture against Newcastle, City have a good record against Newcastle, so if they got a clean sheet in that, I wouldn't be too surprised. But like I said, getting clean sheets 2 out of 3, I think will be great. I've actually gone with the double up of City defence and got Ruben Diaz in here. Now, my thinking behind that is, like I say, with that, at the first 3 games, you've got 2 promoted clubs. I think City can do very well defensively this season. Stones and Diaz are the picks that I'd be very surprised I dropped. I know Gvardel's come in, but I think Pep's going to give him a bit of time before chucking him straight into the deep end. Then you've got the likes of Walker on the right, got Ake on the left, Akanji. I don't see them taking up Stones and Diaz's spot. I see Akanji filling in at right back, filling in at left back, Ake left back as well. And I actually see Gvardel filling in the left back sort of role. There will be rotation at times, but at the moment that is who I'm going for. And I think the City double up is something a lot of people don't have, so that can give me a bit of a differential if they do go and pick up the clean sheets. And then I've gone for the 4.0 Bulldog Sheffield United. Out of the 4.0s who are going to start, I think he's the best pick. There's not much. To be honest, he's mainly going to be a sub for me, but he plays, so therefore he'll be fine to get me a few points off the bench here and there when there's, say, rotation. Let's get into my midfield. Let's get one of the most obvious ones out of the way, Saka. I think he's Arsenal's best pick. Even though you got Martinelli at 0.5 cheaper, Saka takes the penalties. Saka's more nailed on, where you got Trossard who can come in for Martinelli. There's no point going anywhere else. I think Saka's the pick. If you're picking one Arsenal player, he's the one you got to go for. He is very highly owned, but it's for good reason, and their fixtures once again are very, very good. Then I've gone into Man United's team, and I've gone Bruno Fernandes. Once again, I do think Rashford is the better pick because I think he's going to be playing up front, while the new signing of Højlund is not there. Sorry if I butchered his name. But yeah, while he's not there, I do think Rashford is the better pick. But once again, I don't want to drop I don't want to lose 0.5 million anywhere else. I don't have any spare money at the end to put him in. So that's where I've gone with in the 8.5 Fernandes. I think he'll score a lot of points, and I think I also want to point out, I don't think the double up of United is very good. I've seen a lot of teams with Fernandes and Rashford. The reason why is at the top six, or the big six, top six I think it was, United had the worst goals scored. And really, I don't see that improving that much. I actually see them being better defensively, so that's why I do want Onana in my side. So that's, if I was going to have 0.5 more, it'd be Onana for Pickford rather than Fernandes up to Rashford. But with that in mind, I don't want two players in there. Let's get into one of the 6.5s. It's Mitoma. Once again, Brighton's fixtures really, really good for the first three. And I think Mitoma is the one who's going to keep his place. The others may switch around a bit. I did make a prediction before saying actually a player who might flop that everyone thinks is going to be great is Mitoma. But I still don't have any full reason or any sort of proper alternative, in my opinion, that stops him being in my team. But it's more of a wait and see, a prediction that might blow up in my face because I've also got him in my team. Now, I said there's going to be another 6.5 million, and that's Mbeumo. Now, he's got a 75% chance of playing at the moment, so I'm waiting on team news before I take him out. I think at the moment he's picked in my team, so I think he's the best 6.5 million overall. But if he is injured for the first game, to be honest, that's not that much of a concern because it's against Spurs. It's the games after I want him back. If he's going to be out for longer than one game, then he will be straight out of my team because I can't waste that money having someone sat there. I could always bring him in a bit later. Then finally, to go my midfield, I'm bringing in Mo Salah. 12.5 million, hefty price, but it's one that I just can't deal without him. I think he's going to punish a lot of people who haven't got him in their side. And to be honest, he's so lowly owned for a Salah. Over the years, he's getting 300, like high 200s, 300 points. It's just someone who I needed in my team. I was looking at my team without him. It looked balanced, but I was just like, no, I need him for his killer sort of aspects, getting big goals, getting big assists. I think he can do it against Chelsea away. A lovely fixture of Bournemouth at home. Hopefully not another 9-0 and he gets no returns. But he's someone in there. I don't fully believe where people are saying, oh, you don't have a premium if you're not going to captain them. he still can score me a lot of points, so I'd rather have him in my team than not. I couldn't see him without it. Now going into strikers, let's get the obvious one out the way. Erling Haaland, there's no question about it in my mind. He has to be in your team. I think it was 86% owned when I last looked. The 14% of you are either creating a second account for a team without Haaland just to see how it does. But you've got to bring him in. I do want to say I don't think he's going to do as well as last season. But you've got to remember last season was a phenomenal season. So I think there might be a bit of a drop off, but he's still someone you've got to have in. And to have someone in the City attack that's majority nailed on, it's no brainer for me. He's got to be in your team. With my striker, I'm going to show you the 4.5 first. I'm not too... This one could be anyone. I've actually gone with Muniz at Fulham. He's lowly percent owned, and that way he gets a bit of a risk of not dropping price. Because you've got to remember, if you're picking the high owned ones, loads of people could sell them in game week 1, game week 2, and then he drops to 4.4, and then you lose in your squad value. People don't really think about that, but you do need to consider it, because that 0.1 could actually ruin your wild card when you come to it. And that's all because you've got a highly owned 4.5 million who's once again going to get 0 points for you. Finally, in my position, I've got 5.5 left. I've gone with Raul Jimenez after his move to Fulham. I expect he's going to be mainly on my bench. Actually, I'll show you the sort of team who I'll pick for game week 1. He'll mainly be on my bench. But I feel like he can definitely pop up with goals, and if I have to start him in certain games, I'm not going to be too disheartened, because I think he's an absolute phenomenal player. On his day, he hasn't shown it since his injury really, but I still think he can pop up with goals. He has shown a goal or two in pre-season for Fulham, so I do see that continuing. So there's my team. It's going to be Pickford in goal, Estupiñán, Gabriel, Stones, Diaz, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Mitoma, Mbeumo, Salah, and then Haaland, and he will obviously be my captain. Now, when I've plugged it in, it's coming up with a very nice team rating of 98%. I was very happy with that, because I did build my team without using the app or the AI. Didn't think of it, built this in, and it's up there. And the game week rating of 96%. Can't really argue with that. That's how I see my team going. Let me know how you see this team. Do you think I've got a mistake in having a double City defence, or am I missing out on certain players elsewhere? Please let me know in the comments. And once again, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. You know the drill.